I've played Forsaken for a long time. Within that time, a lot of things have been added and tweaked. Along the way, they've added a bunch of stuff and all that. This is a real long way to get to the point that the 1x rework have come out on the 30th of January, which as I'm making this video ain't too long ago. Now, while I'm not a big activist to this community, which in itself is a long topic, I'd really like to talk about two killers in particular, Sixer and 1x. Now, I'll start with the newer of the two, Sixer. The most frequent discussion topic when it comes to Sixer is how comically easy it is for even new players to loop her. People ain't ever talk about Chase when she isn't running circles around a rock to catch the 10 more sheds. Sixer's fucking obnoxiously hard to survive against when it's a competent player. I've seen a couple people say that Sixer's a bad killer, but it's easy to say that when nobody ever plays her. Sixer's already pretty capable of making it well in Chase. She has two ways of marking a survivor, and she gets faster when a survivor's marked. I think that's a fair trade-off, since she's bad at taking corners and is easy to stun. But the killer already capable of doing the Chase just fine shouldn't get the advantage having the equivalent to an 8-second cooldown behead. Sure, it only does 10 damage, but it gives hemorrhage and it only has an 8-second cooldown. Oh, and that cooldown is reduced if you land it, like you spam it even more. As for Demonic Pursuit, people write it off as bad, but it's a comically powerful punishing option, and even unpredictable dash when used right. It also gives hemorrhage, which builds Blood Hunt. Right, so Blood Hunt. So the main gimmick of Sixer is maxing out your blood to use Blood Hunt. This is typically common knowledge unless you're the motherfucker using Sheletsky to try and stun a slasher who clearly has Ridging Pace active. In that case, it's never too late to go back to Pet Simulator X, please. The idea of Blood Hunt makes sense, but it's got its quirks. The Sentinels like Sheletsky have an excuse to sit in the back and emote during Blood Hunt, because hitting Sixer with a stun does as follows. Absolutely fucking nothing! It supposedly gives Sixer helpless and slowness too for like 2 seconds, but I don't think they realize how pointless this really is. Sixer also supposedly gets just a 4% speed boost, but if you're marked, Sixer basically gets up to speed 2 for just playing her like you're supposed to. The speed boost is also noticeable if you're just using Blood Rush, but it's not as crazy. Overall, it's just really problematic, and it is not fun playing against Sixer. Now, I'm done yapping about Sixer, and I'll move on to 1x1 now. Now, 1x is a unique killer because, compared to others, his only damaging abilities are projectiles. Or his minions, but I'll get into those. Don't you worry, Cupcake. No, not that one! I'll start with Mass Infection. It's a long charge projectile that does like 30-ish damage on hit. This move, I think, is actually perfectly balanced pre-rework and even as a now. Takes skill to aim for the killer and skill to dodge as a survivor. Pre-rework, it had a melee hitbox inside that let guest users block it, but that was removed. I think that's a plus. Now, Entanglement. Pre-rework, it was real obnoxious. I put pop-ups on your screen, you'd have to click them all to remove them. Outside of needing experience in OSU to actually do this efficiently, actually using it as 1x1 felt really inconsistent. This is because it's really dependent on what the survivor was playing on. On PC, you'd usually get 2 slashes off the survivor before they get out, because, you know, they had to actually try. Mobile players, you'd get 1 slash off usually, since they could easily use more than 1 finger to tap the pop-ups. Console players, good luck. All they had to do was mash their jump button as fast as possible. The biggest upside of the reworked Entanglement is that it's more consistent. But the rework added a new gimmick to Entanglement. It, and I quote from the Forsaken Discord server, slightly pulls players towards 1x on hit. Now, this sounds good in concept, but how they actually did it? Oh lord. Needless to say, slightly is not the correct term of vocabulary here. It's obnoxiously powerful and shuts down any chances of even surviving Chase against 1x1. It's extremely powerful and had no right to be, since it was already stunning survivors for a whole second. Now, Rejuvenate the Rotten. On use, it summons minions from where the survivors' bodies were. A minion spawns once per body and it's got a short cooldown. The old version had no limit, but the cooldown basically enforced only being able to use it once per round. Before the update, guests could actually one-shot minions with his charge. But they increased the minion health to 25, and then tried to let guests keep his ability to one-shot minions. They, buffed the regular punch's damage to 25. Way to rub salt in the wound left on guest mains there. There is one good thing about the new minions, though. And it's that they don't do flat damage anymore. That means they can't kill you without 1x1 breathing down your neck already. Though 1x1 gets a mark of your location when you're hit by minions, so watch out, I guess. Now, thanks for listening to me yap or something. No clue if I'll do any more of these in the future, but see ya.